The Progress Report.
What's going on? It's your girl Lalaa Shepard, and today the Progress Report presents conversations with Lalaa and DJ Scream.
Let's turn up. Yeah. Okay, now I like rocket polo. The dollar sign my logo. Then I drop the top on my car, call it porno.
What's going on? It's your girl Lalaa Shepard with the Progress Report, and today I'll be speaking to the legendary DJ Scream.
What up, Lalaa? What up? Long overdue. We here.
Definitely, man. I've been looking forward to this interview for a long time, but I wanted it to be just right.
Okay.
So
All right. I'm excited.
Extremely ready. I'm extremely,
There you go.
eager for this.
I'm excited. I'm blessed, man. Every day we here and we healthy, we free, we able, to do what we love, and it's a blessing. So
absolutely.
That's how I look at it.
Okay. Well, DJ Scream, first and foremost, thank you for always giving back to me and just other people in the community that just need that opportunity. Definitely appreciate it. So today I just want people to get to know you and the history behind the name DJ Scream, because you're usually the one that's giving the interview.
Right.
So I know this is probably funny for you right now.
It is what it is. I embrace it.
Got you. Okay, well, let's start from the beginning, man. Talk about young DJ Scream as a youngster. We want to know, what were you like, growing up?
Young DJ Scream. I mean, honestly, probably the first thing I had a passion for was what most kids have a passion for, which is cartoons and video games.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
sure.
So that's pretty much what it was. My mom's from the States. My father's from Africa. Was from Africa, and basically we was a household where they instilled a lot of values in me. You know what I'm saying? Hard work, loyalty, honesty, to be God-fearing. You know what I'm saying? To have purpose, to achieve purpose, to seek purpose, that type of thing. And I think at a young age, academics were always kind of a breeze for me. Like I just kind of came out the womb,
For sure.
putting numbers together. Like I was always making like A++s in math and all that in school.
Okay.
And I think that, my parents met in a record store in New York City.
Wow.
And they would play music just all the time. Like, my mom is playing jazz, Miles Davis, John Coltrane, and soul, and my father's playing Bob Marley and African music and all this other stuff. So I'm just hearing music. So I was always exposed to a record or a turntable, since I could remember, and I think that kind of embedded into my my interior, just a love for music. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
And I remember looking at TV, and the first thing I remember, I think it was like looking at like Prince and Michael Jackson and these music videos. And I was like, yo, these guys look weird. Like, what's up with their hair and all this other stuff? And then later on, I remember it evolving, and then seeing a guy with some dreadlocks and a really big forehead who later on came to be KRS-One.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it was always just kind of like, something that just kind of drew me in. But the other thing that drew me in is I was watching rappers at the time, late 80s, moving into the 90s. It was always Eric B. and Rakim, DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, DJ Premier and Gang Starr. So I was always kind of looking in the back like, yo, the dude in the back looked cool, and he looked like he ain't having no stress, no pressure. Like, I like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of some of the just some of my younger years, like anybody else spends their younger years, just kind of like snooping around, seeing what you're into and what you have a love for, and what motivates you, but what makes you tick per se. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. Because you did want to originally be an artist for a short-lived time.
It was probably a week or two. Like everybody in my hood used to freestyle, and you just freestyle.
Right.
And
That was the thing to do.
it just, for me, to be honest, in that day, in Atlanta, it was just booty shaped music. So the thought of coming from Atlanta and being a rapper or a hip hop artist and making it, you were like loony.
Gotcha.
Like if you thought that you could, you were tripping. They're like, bro, you from Atlanta, you finna make it rapping. Like, and then came Outkast, and then Goody Mob, and the Dungeon Family, and then your Pastor Troy's and so forth. So it was beautiful because now we have balance. We still love the booty shake and what the culture was for Atlanta, and the girls having fun in the club and everything. This the home of Freaknik.
Right.
We love that. But it was stamped as like a So-So Def LaFace City. And then we did see Crisscross, you know what I'm saying, that represented from here and what they did. But it was just so rare. Like, if you want to be a rapper from Atlanta, it's rare. But I was able to see Edward J from the J Team, Kizzy Rock, DJ Smurf, DJ Nabs, DJ Jelly. I was able to see these people do their thing. And then we even saw DJ Nabs on Arsenio Hall back then. And it was like, oh, okay, we looking at DJs on the big screen. We saw DJ Nabs on the tour of Michael Jackson and Crisscross and everything. So, yeah, all of that played a part in me having a love for DJing and going to the parks and seeing how the DJ could control moods with music and what have you. And it was kind of a love at first sight thing. And when I first had my opportunity to actually save up and get some turntables and put my hands on some vinyl, it felt right. It's kind of like what Kobe was like, man, when I first held a basketball, it just felt right. You know what I'm saying? I felt like I was in the right place. So, yeah.
Definitely respect. Well, talk about bossing up, you know, within the business and the game, you know, creating Hoodrich, the brand, and also, too, you know, joining forces with Maybach Music Group.
You know, me and my partner, Rip, went to Cedar Grove High School, and we was cool. We was friends. Then after graduation, we went different separate ways, and then after I finished with school, we bumped back into each other, and it's like, what you up to? I'm like, man, I'm just trying to do this DJ thing, trying to get to some clubs, trying to make it happen. I got my mixtapes, and I was trying to make it happen. He's like, that's crazy, bro. You know, I got this company, Hoodrich Entertainment, man, and we just trying to get some artists going, and we just trying to do some music. Let's go grab lunch, you know what I'm saying? And literally that lunch turned into plays, like, how we gonna put out these mixtapes, and how we gonna do this, and how we gonna do that. So our long lasting friendship turned into a business relationship then, and we were able to do a lot of positive things, help a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, enhance their careers. You know, and, you know, fast forward many mixtapes and many parties and much more grinding later.
Man.
Boom. I remember the first time I got a call from Rick Ross, and it was just like, yo, I ain't on what everybody else on. You on fire right now. Like, your Shawty little mixtape, you on fire.
Yeah.
But I'm just calling to tell you I see you. And I'm gonna rock with you in the future. We're gonna do something, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just calling to salute you. I'm not calling like everybody else, because at that time everybody wanted something from me, and I'm like, I don't know these people. You know what I'm saying? Where were y'all a year ago? And you know what I mean? So I respected that. I remember getting the email blast for a John Legend remix with a Ross verse on it, and my DJ is Khaled, it's Infamous, it's Scream. I'm like, whoa, there's like 30 million DJs, and he only named 3 of them, and I'm one of them. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it ain't like I'm talking to bro every day. So then, you know, we would meet each other in passing and just chop it up and just build and build and build. And literally, man, I remember looking at a blog and seeing Wale and Meek and Ross, and I was just like, yo, man, it's like the new Rockefeller, man. All they need is a DJ Clue, boy. Oh, okay, well, it is what it is. Let me keep working. So it's crazy. Like, I was literally taking a day just to breathe, and I was just doing, you know, meditating, praying, you know, just chilling. And I saw a 305 number I ain't recognized, and just picked it up, and it was him. And he was like, yo, what you doing? I was like, shit, you know, a little bit of work, a little bit of hustling. What's up? It's like, all right, cool. Yo, text me your name and your birthday. I'm going to fly you down tomorrow.
Beautiful.
You know what I'm saying? And then that's literally how it happened. I went down, and I'm thinking we're about to work on a mixtape or something. And he was like, nah, I want to give you a record deal, bro. Like, I want to give you the opportunity, you know what I'm saying, to do something bigger, you know what I'm saying, and on a bigger scale, because you earned that, you deserve that. And I want to go get true hustlers in MMG that can, you know, move on their own, you know what I'm saying, and that's important too. So we just start building from there.
Respect. Salute to Rick Ross for recognizing the importance of a DJ.
Always,
you know?
Always. Even his allegiance with Sam Sneaker's dope, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's been a loyalty, and they've been rocking forever. So I always salute Ross, and I think that's a big part of why. I mean, you got Khaled that pretty much broke his first record, so he understands the importance of it. So I think that when you look at artists that understand the importance of DJs, then that creates longevity. You know what I'm saying? The worst thing you can do is piss off the DJ community. You know what I mean? So, yeah, definitely salute him for that.
Definitely. So speaking about the importance of a DJ, let's, you know, dive into the mixtape era, you know, when it was really significant and major in the music business, in my opinion. You know, some of my favorite mixtapes that you were a part of are probably like the Diamond of Bitch Music, of course. You know, I love Diamond.
Shouts to Sis Diamond. What up?
Migos, Young Rich Niggas, the Gucci and Scooter, Free Bricks 2, the Young Dolph. I think you and Biggie did that together, the High Class Street Music 4. I mean, of course, the Shawty Lows. You know, it's plenty of mixtapes. So, you know, go down memory lane, just the mixtape era and, you know, some of the things that you were a part of.
It seems like such a blur because at that time we was just trying to get it. And when the calls started coming, you know, we was just trying to make a name for DJ Scream, for Hoodrich, for us. And we wanted everybody to just kind of know what we did. And it started kind of with like Trillvilles and Crime Mobs and what happened with them, and then we ventured west and linked up with D4L and Fabo and Moot B and Stun and Shawty Low and Front Street and Brasky and everybody, and you know, Low introduced me to so many people. Low introduced me to Rocco. You know what I'm saying?
Get the Gab too. That was another one.
Yeah, but this was swag season.
Got you.
So Rocco. Let me just tell you how this. Rocco was gonna do a Gangsta Grills, right? And, you know, Low pretty much put it down like, you know, we love drums, salute to him, but, bro, this is my DJ, this is my guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need to meet him. And then me and Rock met each other, figured out we was both Capricorns, started vibing with each other. And, yeah, that's what it was. Swag season was another. I love the, you know, I was always pushing the artists, but I think the Rocco was the first time where the artist pushed me. You know what I'm saying? Because Rocco was a perfectionist. Like, perfectionist. So we're literally working on swag season. People don't know till the wee hours before it came out. You know what I'm saying? And then there was a guy in the studio sitting on the couch that he was like, yo, that's my artist Future. You're going to be like the biggest artist ever. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what this really about. Like, it's about, you know, bruh. And we met Future and he was quiet. And he always had a certain energy, you know what I'm saying? We built it with him. That eventually led to 1000.
Oh, yeah.
Which eventually led to Dirty Sprite.
Right.
Which eventually led to
Astronaut status,
which eventually led to Rick Ross, Rich Forever, which eventually led to, you know what I'm saying? Sure. To Migos, YRN, which eventually led to Chief Keef, Almighty SO. Which it just kept going and going and going. And it came to a point where, you know, with streaming and everything, it just came to a point, a lot of people ask me, why'd you stop doing mixtapes? Why I never stopped doing mixtapes? I think the climate and how people discovered music kind of changed.
Right.
The physical CD wasn't as popular.
Right.
And we was to put CDs out everywhere, you know what I'm saying? And that's how people, it was like an underground network of finding your music. And we did go digital with the mixtape sites and live mixtapes and everybody, but you know, I just wanted to evolve. Like even through that whole era of doing mixtapes, if you say I started in 05, in 07 I started doing radio. It was just Sirius satellite radio. So actually in DC and up north, they already was on me from a radio brand. Atlanta hadn't given me an opportunity yet to be on radio, but I'm on national radio. It was kind of backwards, and people would always ask me, yo, why ain't you on radio locally? Yo, it has nothing to do with me. Big shouts out to Bill Black, you know what I'm saying? He gave me my first shot, you know what I'm saying, on terrestrial radio, and that eventually led to me coming over here to iHeart. So I was already, if you go back, like, I got viral interviews with Waka Flocka and Pinky the porn star and all this other stuff. So I was already saying to myself, like, I'm not gonna be limited to just mixtapes. Sure. I was doing mixtapes. I was doing mixtapes. I was touring. I was doing radio. We were doing marketing. We were doing management and consulting. We were doing it. You know what I mean? Spins, family. You know what I'm saying? He was big and instrumental into creating Hoodrich Production Group. You know what I'm saying? Where we were able to work with up and coming producers and kind of, you know what I mean, show them the ropes and, you know, help put some plaques on the wall. And that's just kind of what it is. You know, this imprint represents hustle and really just not being comfortable and getting outside your comfort zone. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. And, you know, that's what I always gained from it just as like a fan. You know what I mean? I was young listening to those tapes. A lot of those tapes, my mom just, you know, let me listen to everything. And then, you know, one thing that we would always joke about would just be the drops, you know, like the DJ screams, like all that stuff, you know. So
it's like modern day graffiti.
Right, you know what I mean? That taught me the importance of branding. You know, you will always hear your tag as well as the Hoodrich tag, very, very important. And another thing that I could always appreciate about you and Hoodrich, you know, the crunk era. That was my favorite era of music. But y'all definitely shed light on that. And I feel like, you know, crunk expanded into trap, you know, it kind of bled over. But just talk about just during that area, you know, just with everybody dancing and everybody was in motion. Talk about the crunk era.
But it was beautiful because what happened was, you know, we were coming off of in Atlanta that had different types of music, but right around that 03, there was this crunk era brewing. And we had already been saying crunk since like the mid 90s.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But Lil Jon and the East Side Boys just came, and when they came, and the sound and what they made people do in the clubs, you know, it was just insane. Like it was, we were the party capital. I said it a couple weeks ago. We were the party capital. Like people would come from everywhere to come to Atlanta and party because for one, you could party for as long as you wanted to. We didn't really have a shutdown. Like you could party till 6, 7 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? And we had so many people from so many different cities just partying and having fun and doing what they do. So at the end of the day, Lil Jon, you know, cranked that up. And then you had your Trillvilles and your Scrappies and your crime mobs, and it just created a whole culture. And you know, to be honest, man, you know, back then we were like, oh, it's crunk, and then sometimes it'll lead to fighting. But yo, we'll take them fights over these gunshots any day now. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good point.
Seriously, like we'll take it. Like we'll see people in the club, but they'll fight. And it was crunk, and it was just, I'm from the east side, I'm from the west side, I'm from the south side, I'm from the north side, and it was just amazing. So you know, evolution was important. I feel like it evolved from crunk to snap. You know what I'm saying?
True.
And that was fun too.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you got Fabo with the animation and the dances and everything. But even as this snap music was, you know, progressing, you had trap music.
Absolutely.
Which T.I. had already done some trap music.
Right.
But Jeezy came and did like the next level of trap music per se. So the clubs were really interesting then because you had your snap set and you had your trap set. You see what I'm saying? So those were all of those years, and I feel like all of those, when we could like identify the type of subgenres of Southern Atlanta hip hop, they created everything else. Future brought us melody, you know what I'm saying? Or at least he brought it to the forefront, and you got more people like doing their own hooks now. Not really reaching out to R&B artists. I'll do my own hook. Rich Homie Quans and all of these people. Then you had what was called the futuristic era with, you know what I'm saying, Young LA, Rich Kids and everybody. J Money, yep. And it was just, it's just fun. And I think Atlanta's just a special place when it comes to sound. And if you come here and you kind of, you know, move around and you understand, like, we got a studio, we got more studios than liquor stores. You know what I'm saying? Like, so there's gonna be some hits somewhere because there's a lot of damn studios, like studios everywhere. We ain't even talking about the studios in people's houses. We're talking about studios. You know what I'm saying? And it's always kind of been that way. So I think we're gonna keep coming with it, man. And I salute even the new younger waves of people that's doing it and keeping the culture moving forward.
Definitely. I mean, it's so interesting though. Just, you know, a lot of these genres started here, but they spread everywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no. But listen, the reality is when I hear a lot of records from other places, they have to salute and know that they were influenced by Atlanta and the South. You know what I'm saying? And you know, there was a time in the early '90s where we were influenced by everything coming from the West Coast, for sure. So there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? It's just that, you know, give us our proper credit. That's all we want is our proper credit.
Of course.
Yep.
Definitely. Now, Diamond, I didn't know she created the Hoodrich tag until we did our interview.
The female Hoodrich tag she did create.
That is amazing. So what made y'all feel like we got to go ahead and get this made, or was it just...
You know what it is? Every artist went through the ringer of doing drops and tags.
Okay.
And we took the best ones. The best male one at the time was Plies.
Okay.
The best female one was the Hoodrich Diamond. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, we got tags from some of the other voices you hear, Gorilla Zoe, Waka, Shawty Low Rocco, Yo Gotti, Dipset, Freaky Zeke.
Oh yeah.
We got a lot of. I got tags. To be honest, I can go to war with my tags. Like people be like, I got a whole hard drive of more tags. You know what I'm saying? Like I start unleashing them. Like people like, I ain't never heard that one. Yeah, that's my
Right.
Young Dolph one. You know what I'm saying? I got Rick Ross ones I just let go. Like
Okay.
I got a lot of tags,
I'm
but
sure.
those were like the signature ones where it was like, if I was walking down the street, I'll either hear Hoodrich or Hoodrich. So I was just like,
Right.
okay, these are kind of infectious, and people are kind of gravitating towards these. So
For sure.
I'm gonna make these like the signature ones. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. With doing so many different things, do you have a particular favorite, like from DJing to, you know, doing the tour DJing stuff, hosting mixtapes?
There's
doing
no
interviews?
there's no feeling like being on a tour stage. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying, in front of thousands of people.
Gotcha.
At one point, if I could have it my way, I would just tour. Like that would be it. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, when they're coming from like mixtape DJing, they're surprised when I can DJ. There's a lot of mixtape DJs that can't DJ live, right?
That's a good point.
So, but every place gives me excitement. Every part of it gives me a different type of excitement because, man, I just love hip hop culture.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes I'm the kid that's happy to be here.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because in my bedroom it was surreal. You see what I'm saying? Looking at your own TV raps or looking at BET Rap City, then being on 106 in Park. You see what I'm saying? And then reading the Source magazine avidly through my childhood, then being in Source magazine. You see what I'm saying? So I kind of take it and scale it back to, man, I'm happy. I mean, to sit down and interview Janet Jackson was, and you were here for Jay Prince,
Jay
like
Prince, yeah.
to sit down and interview these people is like I never get too caught up in the moment. I just, I'm happy to be here. Let me treat each experience
Absolutely.
as what it is, as a blessing, and I kind of share my excitement afterwards. Like,
Right.
yo, Janet Jackson's coming to Hoodrich Radio. I didn't even believe it, right? Listen, Janet Jackson's downstairs. I'm like, I'm being punked. Like, where are the cameras? You know what I'm saying? And then when she came up, I was like, oh shit, it's Janet Jackson. Like, all right, Janet, we'll take a seat. You know what I'm saying? And that's just been dope, just to kind of, bridge the kind of pop culture and the street culture together. And, there's a lot of street people that listen to the show. There's a lot of women that listen to the show. There's corporate people. There's models. There's strippers. There's businesswomen and all this other stuff. And to be able to deliver them content through interviews, dope interviews, timeless interviews is just a blessing. So I say that just to say I love all of it. You know what I'm saying?
Respect that.
I love all of it.
That. And I knew you was gonna say that. But I still just wanted to ask.
Right.
But, speaking of the interviews, I remember where I did a very awkward interview, and then I'm like, Scream, what do I do when I have this awkward ass interview, and then you told me about an experience you had. So speak about just awkward interview moments, and then just moments where it's just like, you just look back like, damn, I can't believe that.
I mean, there was some. Me and Bria Miles got off on the wrong foot long ago, but I mean, salute to her. She's done some cool things. I mean, everybody was younger back then. It was definitely interesting interviewing Pinky at first because I got a call to interview Pinky, and it's like the porn star that I watch. You know what I'm saying? And she ended up being the coolest person ever. We ended up doing mixtapes and parties and shouts to Lil Reese. Probably one of the rawest interviews I've done because he just was like, it was like, yo, what's up? It's DJ Scream, it's Hoodrich Radio. We got Lil Reese in the building, Chi-Town. What's up? Lil Reese, what's popping? What's up, bro?
Oh, yeah.
So tell us about your new project and tell us what you got going on. Holla at us. Shit, you know what it is. I'm like, whoa. You know what I'm saying? And this was live, so that was interesting. And then, Webby, Mr. Savage.
Oh, Webby.
Webby tried to shoot at my assistant live on air. You know what I mean? So no, we've had some really dope interview moments, and it's to go from, like I said, more recently, Dr. Sebi's daughter was.
Yes, Kelly Bowman.
Yes,
Yeah.
Dr. Sebi's daughter laid a lot of game on us, and I could just feel his spirit,
Absolutely.
talking through her, and that was dope. It just goes on and on. I didn't know I knew Lil Marlo from like childhood.
Really?
And he was actually him, Lil Baby. They would be at the studio, and me and Shawty Low were working, and they were like teenagers then, and I'm like, oh God, Nietzsche just made me aware that him and Gunna You know what I'm saying? It was on the first mixtape I did for them back in 2000, whenever, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just happy to have I have a mixtape legacy. So now it's about creating a community legacy,
Absolutely.
maybe potentially a political legacy. Who knows? Wherever God takes me, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
it's about just creating more of a legacy and just, inspiring other people to create theirs.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Definitely, man. One thing that's tough with this industry, violence that's just natural. It's prone to it. It's hip hop. It's real. That's what happens. So talk about just dealing with the losses of rappers and especially rappers that you grow close with, such as the Shawty Lows, Bankroll Fresh, Chinks Drugs, and I know you met Nipsey as well. So just talk about that.
Shawty Low hurt. That wasn't violence.
Right,
it was a car crash, but it just hurt because I don't consider a lot of like rap artists my friends.
Right.
And Low was a friend, you know what I'm saying? So that hurt because it always hurts when you talk to somebody like 6 days before something happens and y'all make plans to go to the studio. Bankroll Fresh hurt. We were working on a record, you know what I'm saying? Chinks, when I went to New York, to be completely honest, and I was working on my album, the only people that came to my session was Chinks, Jewels, and Mano, you know what I'm saying? But the person that really, really went far and beyond and really stuck around was Chinks. So we really built a relationship, did a dope mixtape, did some other things. I pulled up to his video shoots and we would talk and we would text. And for that to happen, man, that was just unfortunate. The homie was shining. It goes all the way back, man. I remember talking to Slim Duncan, a month before that happened. And, that's unfortunate. I'm not gonna lie, probably it was December 28th, and I remember I was on vacation. I was in Vegas, and then I got the text about Doe B. And it's not like one of them hit me harder than the other. Right. It was just at that time, I ain't gonna lie, in my head, I was just kind of like, I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about this. Like, I don't know about this. We're given this beautiful platform, you know what I'm saying, the opportunity to feed our families and feed ourselves and get out the hood and do some positive things. And, there's always street politics and all that, but, it just kind of deflated me. You know what I'm saying? Because these are the people, when I was working on my project, that were my people. Right. So I can call Dobie. I can call Bankroll. I can call, these are the people that kind of get it. It's like when the New York DJs were kind of, pushed up from their artists, the artists really supported them. I couldn't get that from certain Atlanta artists for whatever reason. It's all good, you know what I'm saying? But there's a certain cluster of artists that were my go-tos. So when people ask me now, like, yo, why aren't you making more records? Because I haven't vibed with a lot of people since I made my last record, you know what I'm saying? And the people that were on my last record, Lit, these are people that I was cool with, you know what I'm saying, that I vibe with. So I say just to say, things is gonna happen, you know what I'm saying? The Nipsey thing hurt us all. Definitely. You talk about another person, like I said, that pushed me. It's rare that someone pushes me, and you talking about the few times I met him, he didn't even really know me. He knew where I was, but he would push me, like, you gotta get on it, cuz you gotta go, man. What you waiting on? Like, come on, Scream. And I'm like, this is crazy. So violence is something that we got to get under control, just nationally, internationally. Right. I always do my rants against the NRA, you know what I'm saying, and let people know my stance and how I feel about the NRA and the fact that, we're going to have guns because they created this technology. Right. I own guns, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I think there's certain things we can do to make it to where, like, to make people have to think about using the firearms. You know what I'm saying? It used to be in Atlanta, you got to go to the Trump. Right. Now it's right here. So you ain't got to think too long about using your firearm. You know what I mean? So some of these laws and these politics is hurting the situation too. But we got to be smarter as people. We got to do better. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely, man. But yeah, that's definitely one part of the game, which I personally hate. You get so close to some of these people and something like that happens. But that's life. That's definitely
part
life.
of the process, unfortunately.
Right. What's your advice for other upcoming people and people that's trying to get into the business and want to have a career full of longevity such as you?
Take some time and create purpose. You know what I'm saying? When me and Rip used to sit around, like we wanted to be, we wanted to be like the next LaFace or the next Violator, or we wanted to be that that go to the, it wasn't just about us. It was about us helping other people
Sure.
achieve their dreams. You know what I'm saying? Like that was our place. If it was about us being the stars per se, then we would have been rappers,
That's right.
right? But that's what it really was about for us, and having that purpose. And I think that people understood and kind of took to that purpose. So if you're doing it for money or cars or fame or jewelry or females or whatever the case may be, then your career is probably going to be short-lived, if it even ever exists. You know what I'm saying? If you're doing it to tell a story, or I respect it when people be like, yo, why you rapping? Man, I just want people to know about my hood. I respect that. You know what I'm saying? Because what happens is you tell about your hood and people in other hoods realize, oh, a lot of the hoods got the same thing going on. How we gonna overcome these circumstances? You see what I'm saying? But when everybody, when you just say you're doing something for the money, it's like, well, just go clock in, bro.
Right.
Make some money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So have a purpose. And if you're not gonna have the stamina to run the marathon, then don't even start the race. That's most important. You gotta have stamina, because this gonna come with ups and downs. It is what it is. Regardless of what level you get to, it's gonna come with ups and downs. How are you gonna take your losses? I almost embrace my losses more than my wins. See what I'm saying? Because the losses make the wins blowouts.
Right.
It's like, I don't want to lose again, so I know what to do not to lose. So not only am I going to win,
Right.
I'm finna have a blowout. You know what I'm saying? So that's some of the things in the jewels I just like to give people, man. You know, some of the things you just got to focus on.
Definitely, I respect that, you know, and I'm big on, you know, finding your purpose. And then, you know, I break that down to even our keyword, progress, you know. That's what I do things for, just to make sure that I'm constantly getting better, and then everybody around me, I want them to get better too. So we like to ask everybody on the progress report, what does the word progress mean, and what does it mean to Scream?
You know, progress is about moving forward. If you just really keep it simple, as long as you are moving forward, I think the most important thing is not the speed in the moving forward, but just to make sure you're moving forward. If you're taking baby steps forward, you're moving forward. Could be moving backwards. So when you take that baby step forward, celebrate your small wins, you know what I'm saying? And be grateful for those small wins. Be grateful that you are moving forward. Look, the turtle gonna get there. Now the rabbit might get there first, but the turtle's determined, damn it, the rabbit gotta sleep. I ain't gotta sleep, I'm gonna get there. So there's a lot of people that, you know what I'm saying, don't pop off as artists till 30 or their 30s or whatever the case is. But if you have a vision, you have a purpose, like we said before, then put it there at the finish line and just go towards it. Now you do have to be intelligent and know, is your vision realistic? If you started rapping at 18 and you're 38 years old, you might want to reevaluate your vision. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you also have to have a certain spiritual sense in you to wonder, am I doing the right thing? You know what I'm saying? So that's why I said, like, it was different when I just touched the turntables. It wasn't like, it was like, oh wow, I found it. This is it. Oh wow, this is how it feels. You know what I'm saying? Like, and some people spend like their whole life trying to figure out what it is they're supposed to be doing, or what they think that they love to do, and they don't really love any, like, you know, you gotta find it out. And some people are gonna figure it out at teenage years, like I did, and some people are gonna figure it out in their 20s, some people are gonna figure it out in their 30s, some people become millionaires in their 50s, they figure it out. Like, just take some time really figuring it out. And as long as you're doing that and you're taking those baby steps, I always kind of take it back to like comparing it to the gym. You don't have to go in the gym the first day and go crazy. If you do, all you're gonna do is be sore and pass out and be dehydrated, right?
Right.
Go in there, hit your push-ups, do your sit-ups, do your little 30-minute workout, and then come back the next day and do 31 minutes, and then come back the next day and do 32 minutes. You're making progress, you're moving forward. That's what it's all about. Don't be stagnant, you know what I'm saying? That's the opposite of progress, or that's the, digressing is the opposite of progress, but stagnant is probably even worse, because you're just sitting still, you're not doing anything. You're not even making any effort to try to move forward or backwards, so you're just in a space where you're just stuck. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what progress is to me, just moving forward at any pace. And then some people move faster than others, but as long as you get there, that's all that matters.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Scream, what's next for you? What can we expect next?
That question is always such a cloudy question.
Right.
You know, going hard with media, man. You know, big shouts out to iHeart for allowing me the platform to have a radio show. You know what I'm saying? You know, every afternoon, and exposing people, like I said, to good content and interviews and new music and artists and so forth. You know, venturing out into some things that's kind of outside of music. Me and you kind of talked about that, you know what I'm saying, whether it's real estate, stocks. I kind of throw my credit out there to motivate people not to flex, but you know what I'm saying, making sure that I'm on top of my business and what's happening, you know, in the business world so I can motivate other people to, like, especially DJs, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I tell DJs, yo, there's no 401k, there's no retirement plan. If you're a DJ, like, you don't get any of that. You got to figure it out. So major salute to Khaled, man. I think he's done a wonderful job of diversifying the portfolio. And people like DJ Envy as well have inspired me to do some different things, diversify the portfolio and, you know what I'm saying, use my reach and everything to, you know, inspire other people to say, hey, you know, now you can do some other things when you get to a certain point. When you made that progress and you put in that hard work and you built your brand, then, yo, do something else that you like to do. Because this, again, we find something that we love to do. Doesn't mean we love other things, you know what I'm saying? I'm the type of person that believes you shouldn't be a jack of all trades, master of none, but, yo, if you got some extra time and you decide, I want to go to culinary school, I want to go to real estate school, I want to be a journalist, whatever the case is, then it's 24 hours in a day. You know what I'm saying? So you can get a lot more done than you think you can. So I tell people just to stay tuned. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard for me to pinpoint what's next, right? Because I do kind of focus on today and making sure today is a win. You know what I'm saying? But we got some really cool things coming up as a collective. You know what I'm saying? And then even individually, you know, different people having different goals and working on different things is a part of it too. So yeah, stay tuned.
Definitely. Well, this has been a great conversation. DJ Scream is a fellow Capricorn too, so you know.
Shouts to Lalaa, the GOAT, literally the GOAT.
For sure, man. Well, catch y'all next time.
It's Hoodrich Radio, you better not change the station. It's Gucci man, Lil Fleur, they say I changed the nation. I'm a trapper / rapper, yeah, that's my occupation. And I don't carry chump change, all I do is carry faces. I'm an athlete, I ball, I think I'm Dominique. Prime time like Dion, I make them kiss my cleats. I brought you juice, I brought you flock, now who's the next to blow? I'm so bold, Chris, so Texaco, so Gresham Road.
I'm so turned up with it.